We're on a yachtsman's tour of the Caribbean on another of the world's greatest cruises. I'm Lynn Elmhirst, a travel journalist with a deep passion for sailing the high seas. Navigating timeless routes on a world that's 70% water, cruising may be the most authentic way to travel. Not to mention its spectacular scenery, fascinating ships, maritime traditions, and local people and cultures. Join me on the world's greatest cruises.
World's Greatest Cruises is made possible in part by the Journey community of travel advisors, local business owners with experience cruising and planning cruises. More information at journey.com/cruise.
Today on World's Greatest Cruises, we're sailing in the Caribbean, but to some of the least traveled, off-the-beaten-path islands that, even if you've been on many cruises in the region, you might never see. We depart from San Juan, Puerto Rico, charting a course southeast through the U.S. and British Virgin Islands, continuing south to St. Kitts. Even in one of the most popular cruising destinations in the world, we discover so many new experiences. Hiking on a tropical active shore excursion, exploring a natural World Heritage Site in the British Virgin Islands. It's like Mother Nature's obstacle course. Tasting local Spiny lobster 3 ways, becoming certified Rum Masters, studying the history and the science and the flavors of rum on St. Kitts.
You're going to be dancing in a little while.
How strong are your tables? And celebrating the only Caribbean carnival that coincides with the Christmas holidays. Our island-hopping voyage is aboard the Emerald Sakara, a cruise ship that looks and acts more like a yacht, able to navigate in and out of these tiny ports. This is just about as small ship as you can get, maximum of 100 guests on board, and 76 crew members to host us. In addition to staterooms, these sloping tiers of decks accommodate suites with wraparound balconies that maximize outdoor living. While the Emerald Sakara's Marina platform gives guests direct access off the ship to play in the tropical seas, other outdoor spaces are made for quiet relaxation or socializing, day or night. We even anchor offshore for a pop-up private beach barbecue, cementing the feeling that our cruise is more like a private charter, the perfect place to find myself celebrating a milestone. This is as close to yachting as cruising can get. So you know this ship pretty well. You've been involved with her since the very beginning.
I was the very first person, I think, ever to be on board Emerald Sakara.
And now that you're her captain, what do you think of sailing this ship?
It's really amazing to be on a ship that can squeeze into these beautiful little yacht harbours.
I think they call this a yachtsman's itinerary.
It is a yachtsman's itinerary, and right the way from the beginning of planning the seasons in the Caribbean for Emerald Yacht Cruises, it was always our intention to stay away from the big ships, from the tourist traps, and take our guests to yachting destinations. We're anchored in bays with the catamaran, the charter catamarans, and the larger private mega yachts, and we fit right in. So something I quite like as captain is to be able to turn up and squeeze in with the other yachts as a yacht. I tell every guest when they come on board, this is your private yacht, I'm your captain, we are your crew. Right. So for the time they're on board anyway, they have the 1/100th of the ship is theirs. And they're allowed to, I really don't mind.
Lots of times you can visit the bridge, but you actually have an open bridge policy. If the door says open, just come on in. That's very transparent.
Very happy for people to be up here when we're manoeuvring the ship and going in and out of port, and it's the best seat in the house. Bridge sofa, best views on the ship.
You have a sofa and it has cup holders.
It's got cup holders, best view in the whole yacht to share what we're doing and where we're going with the guests.
Historically, San Juan, Puerto Rico held a strategic maritime position in the Eastern Caribbean. Today, that makes it a cruise hub and the embarkation port for many regional cruises, including ours.
Here's to a fantastic location. Cheers.
Cheers. And it's the last big port or big ships we'll see on our yachtsman's cruise. We're jumping right into the yachting lifestyle with a Marina day. One of the things that's unique about small ships and small ship cruising is a marina platform. Just like a private yacht, the aft deck at water level is accessible for guests to directly jump into the sea. This is part of the spontaneity that's possible for small ship cruising whenever and wherever the conditions and itinerary permit, or even during a scheduled port of call when we don't dock but hold position offshore, so guests can stay aboard and play in the waves, or split the day between shipboard fun and visits ashore. When you think of cruising in the Caribbean, most of us focus on the sea, turquoise waters, scenic sailings to picturesque harbours, whether to large ports or tiny islands where only very small ships and yachts like ours can go, and even seaside towns and communities. You don't always think of exploring tropical forests on a cruise, but that's exactly what was on our agenda one day. Time to stretch our legs and get moving on an active shore excursion that takes us not only to a destination that's off the beaten track, but into a tropical wilderness that's waiting for us to discover, with a guide to show us some of the secrets hiding right before our eyes.
All right, so you see this little plant right here with the purple flowers? Those are called vervains. Of course. Go ahead. Yep, vervain. It's a tea. So it's kind of like a Lipton tea. You just put it in your pot and boil it, and it helps reduce anxiety and stuff. You see this little cactus, spiny cactus? Yeah, it's called a lady of the night. And it only blooms once a year for 3 hours in the night.
Oh. The name is a bit suggestive, but it's actually kind of a nice story.
It is.
So at the end of a nice walk through the jungle and up over some hills and rocky terrain, this is our payoff.
A beach at the end of the trail, and a dip in the sea's never so refreshing as when you've earned it, especially a beach like this. Soft white sands rimmed by forest, lined with palm trees, making it feel like a private tropical escape, which it is, accessible only to other hikers and visitors from yachts like ours anchored offshore. A big part of any cruise, well, any trip for me, is tasting local flavors. And in the Caribbean, that means rum. When it comes to cocktails, I have a policy. Ask the bartender which is their favorite to mix.
It's a classic mojito based of the rum, lime juice, simple syrup, and mint leaves, and plus the muddle from the lemon chuck.
And of course, the mint and the lime make it so refreshing.
Exactly.
Just perfect for
perfect,
a nice adventure and a hot day on our yacht.
In the soda water.
There you go. And this is Sen's Mojito. Thank you. Cheers.
Enjoy.
That's very refreshing.
As you like, this is refreshing.
Yeah. Lovely way to drink rum on a hot day.
Oh, bravo. Thank you.
you.
Thank you so much.
We pursue our quest for one of the most famous culinary delicacies of the Caribbean on the largest of the British Virgin Islands, where we're meeting a transplanted French chef whose restaurant has a reputation for its views over the sea and the sunset, and some of the island's best spiny lobster. He shared some tips for serving up these abundant local crustaceans 3 very different ways.
All right. So those are Anagada lobsters, 100% local. They come every day. And
How many pounds would that be, Chef?
I would say slightly less than 3 pounds. Okay. Would be like a 2.5 to 3 pounds, just right in the middle.
Can you describe the flavor of this kind of lobster compared to other kinds of lobsters?
So the spiny lobster is sweeter than the main lobster.
Yes.
You know, it's slightly pinkish.
Right.
Sometimes some of them are very pink.
Ah.
So the pink one are the most sweet. But when you buy your lobster, you don't know.
Right,
It's
until
when
you open it
crack
up.
you know?
That's right.
So it's like a Christmas present. You have no idea what's gonna. But most of the time, very small variant. We just basically remove the tail. We butterfly the meat, and then we just butter it and then put it into a panko crust, and then we season it, and then we fry it. And we do the grilled lobster, and we do the lobster for the paella royale as well. Straight on the grill, shell down. When you can see basically the side here are going to turn slightly whitish because that's the first one to cook faster. Flip it, 1 minute, minute and a half.
The lesson is also, as it always is with seafood, don't overcook it.
Don't overcook it, keep it simple, don't overthink it. And that's it. Voila.
Voila.
Shall we? Let's go.
Oh my goodness. Oh. the big monster in front of me. Look at this. There we go.
Fantastic.
And the ceviche is going to come and sit here, I'm sure. Chef, cheers.
Cheers. Thank you very
so
much. Please,
Cheers.
nice to have you here.
Thank you. Merci, chef.
Just go ahead. Don't be shy. Just go inside.
Make a mess.
Yes. I think lobster is one of those things where you want to just enjoy it and don't be too much shishi about it, you know?
I don't think you
butter on
can
your
be.
side if you
And
want
the
some garlic butter.
Excuse me.
And
Yeah.
first, and I
Merci.
got that lobster.
Mm.
Nice, huh? See, it's still a lot of juice, moist,
And it is sweet.
and sweet.
That's delicious.
Lovely, yeah? Very good.
That's the taste of here.
So-
Well, thank you so much.
No, thank
Chef.
you
This
for-
is what a treasure for Tortola.
Please, thank you very much for having us. Really cool.
One day with the Emerald Sakara holding position in a secluded bay, the crew announced a surprise activity on shore, a pop-up beach barbecue just for guests of the ship.
It's like a private island for a day almost, isn't it?
It's our complete private island. The beach is completely ours.
It's like we've parked our yacht there and just zipped over on a little Zodiac for
Pretty
a little
much.
private beach moment with our
Yeah.
best friends. Tell us what it takes, because you bring everything from the ship onto the beach for this beach party day.
We do. I mean, the facilities here are great, but we bring all the food, we bring all the drinks, we bring the glassware, we bring the knives and forks, the napkins, the sauces, everything over. And then we set it all up, and then the guests come. Everything that they need is here, and we just have a great time.
That's an enormous amount of extra work for the staff on board. Is it worth it?
I mean, I think so. Everybody's having a drink in the sea. We've got our floating islands that everyone can relax on. We have the music playing, everyone was dancing. It really is. It's my favorite day. I think it's the staff's favorite day. It is hard work.
Well, we noticed the staff really happy too.
Oh yeah, they like a dance, you know, when they're serving drinks, and then you can just lie in the sea or on one of the chairs and just fall asleep, and the guests just love it.
Wake
We
up a
love
little
it.
sunburned at the end of the afternoon and make your way back to the ship like
Pretty
we're going
much,
to.
Pretty much.
For me, that sense of celebration continued into the evening. Many travelers booked cruises to commemorate life's milestones. I travel a lot, but still felt very special when one of my own life's milestones was recognized at the end of dinner that night.
Tell Emerald Sakara crew, we wish you a very, very happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much.
It was, as they say, icing on the cake of a day of tropical relaxation. Virgin Gorda is the third largest of the British Virgin Islands, but its 8 square miles are home to one of the best kept secrets in the entire Caribbean, the so-called baths at Virgin Gorda. It's a World Heritage Site, a natural wonder that's been on my bucket list for years.
Jelani, when I told someone I was coming to the baths at Virgin Gorda, they thought I was going to a hot springs, because the name baths, you might think hot springs, but there are no hot springs here.
No, no hot springs at all. So the baths got their names because if you look at the rocks, they kind of form like inlets and grottos.
How did these rocks and these rock formations end up here?
The islands were formed by volcanic activity, and this one is actually the youngest island of the entire chain.
Oh, is it?
Yes,
Wow.
this one is about 80 million years old.
So this is volcanic activity?
Volcanic.
It is granite. Okay.
All granite rock.
How much space do the baths occupy? Is it?
I would say probably about 6-7 miles.
And of course, people come here for these incredible rock formations. It almost looks like a sci-fi set,
Right,
doesn't it?
right.
You expect like, you know, people in costumes to come out of those bushes at you. When you first saw it, what was your impression, other than this looks like another planet?
My first impression was, wow. It's still my last impression. I'm going to die with that impression.
Do you have a favorite place in the baths?
In the baths, but the cathedral. Definitely cathedral.
Are we going to see there today?
Definitely gonna see
Can
the
we go
cathedral.
there?
Yeah, let's go. Oh my God, girl. In here is one of the best scenic spots.
It is?
Yes. I think this would be the reason the place was called the baths. It's just pool-like, you know?
Yes, it is. Like a private, secluded bath.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Very dramatic,
Yeah.
private, secluded bath.
Wait till we get on the other side over here.
There's more?
Oh, there's... Oh, girl. Let's go.
It's like Mother Nature's obstacle course. Another spectacular spot. I came around the corner and I thought, we're in a secret grotto, but look at this.
Yes, this is actually called a lion's den. So right here's the mouth. Yeah, the nose.
Is that one of his teeth?
Yes.
Yes. He's got like a saber tooth?
The mane. This one is a cathedral.
This is like a cathedral. Yeah. Nature's cathedral. My favorite kind.
It's almost like it's painted on a wall. That's algae, but it gives like a mosaic kind of feeling.
It does, yeah.
That's
as you say, like a cathedral would almost be decorated, but the nature feel of it, but it feels supernatural.
Very
Something
much so.
Feels very supernatural about this place. And here we are, back in the real world.
Back in the real world. It's like civilization again.
That's right.
After nearly a week of island hopping and tendering ashore to explore, we dock at St. Kitts, the big sister of the two-island nation of St. Kitts and Nevis. At just 100 square miles in size, the smallest sovereign state in the Western Hemisphere. With the waves of the Atlantic lapping on one shore and the Caribbean Sea on the other, this was one of the first places in the islands to be colonized and developed a rich sugar industry. So it's no surprise it lays claim to having the oldest rum distillery in the islands. And today on St. Kitts, you could become a certified Rum Master.
Pretty excited to tell all my friends that I'm a Rum Master.
Absolutely. So you're here in beautiful Wingfield Estate. This site is actually home to the oldest standing place of rum production in the Caribbean. And the site here is dating back to 1625. So sugar would be crushed very close to here and brought in here to the boilers to be turned into sugar. And in that process, you get molasses, which is how we would get the rum.
Actually, it's quite beautiful to see the rainforest so close. You really feel that you are standing in history and yet also standing in nature at the same time. It's almost an archaeological site.
We had this amazing discovery finding one of the original distilleries.
Tell us about the Rum Master program.
So I want to connect you with how to taste rum, what to look for, how that process all comes together, and that's what we're going to do here today.
So this is the stressful part of the day. There's a test.
It actually is quite a difficult thing to describe what you're tasting, you know? I think it's time to taste.
Taste,
yes.
Perfect.
So, would you describe that as being more fruity or less fruity?
I'm not sure I taste fruit.
Not sure you taste. You know what? I don't taste a lot of fruit either. So I would mark this really low. What about oaky?
Yeah, I do get a sense of oak, but it's not a very strong oak, like maybe a medium oak.
Like a medium? I think that's
Do you
fair.
agree?
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
I do think there's some spice in there.
Definitely.
I get a sense of, I get some bite from that.
So we can go a little bit higher on the spice.
So I think we're in agreement then.
We're in agreement, I think
and so now maturity and richness. I don't think it's overly rich because I feel that would be too heavy.
Yes.
So I'm putting it around here in richness.
I think that we are pretty much in alignment with most people's assessment of the rum as well.
Oh, okay. It's not very elegant, but this is what we look like. I'm enjoying just sipping this rum, which is, I think, the best compliment you can pay. If I'm happy to sit and sip a spirit neat, I think that's a very good spirit. So I am very much enjoying this rum.
Well,
thank you very much.
The second half of our Rum Master certification takes us from St. Kitts rainforest to the beach, overlooking the narrows of water and the famous volcanic peak of St. Kitts' little sister island Nevis next door. After I passed on history and tasting, it was time for blending and mixology.
Looks like my science class in high school.
Well, what we're going to do here is basically make and bottle your own hibiscus spice rum. So we're going to start with a bottle of hibiscus-infused 140 proof spirit, blend it with the extractions that we make in-house, and then we proof it down and use this hydrometer to measure the alcohol content. And at the end, you get a spirit which is about 35% alcohol and very flavorful. So what we'll do first is just take your cylinder and then pour that in there up to that mark. So you're going to pour this into your mixing cup. There you go. We're going to start with the extractions first, the vanilla.
So since I don't want to go overboard, I'm just going to do one mill at a time. I can already smell a difference.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The orange extract is an important extract for us.
Next one is ginger.
Again, like any cooking experience, we encourage folks, if you like ginger, you put a little bit more.
So I'm going light on everything so I can add more later.
Yeah, for sure. 10 drops here.
7. Can I put a little on my tongue?
Yes. Still strong, but a lot
Interesting
more
flavor.
I'm smiling because you've tasted 140 proof for about 3 or 4 times.
And I'm still smiling.
You're going to be dancing in a little while.
How strong are your tables? I think I'll hold. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you happy with
Perfect.
yours?
Yep, definitely. Yep. So we're going to add the water.
There we go.
Use the rest of that.
Pop her into there?
Yep, pop it in there. The flavor is going to really start coming together now. Fill it up to anywhere above here, because then we can see the actual, you have to pour it slowly. So anywhere there is good.
Okay.
Yep. And then you're going to take your hydrometer. One side reads the proof, and the other side reads the percentage.
Gotcha.
What you want to do is just slowly put it in, just give it a spin at the end, and let it find its balance there.
35, 40.
35 to 40. That's a good spirit.
Spot? Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
Good.
And I'll present you with your own bottle of hibiscus spice rum.
Well, thank you so much, Roger. I will enjoy that.
Some of the best cocktails are the simplest. And after muddling local lemons, adding hibiscus spiced rum, orange liqueur, and passion fruit syrup to double down on the taste of the tropics,
Well, look at you. You're hired.
we had a truly local cocktail to toast our visit to St. Kitts.
A rum teeny, an amazing view. Thank you so much. Lovely
We're here
to
at
meet you.
Hibiscus Spirits. Instead of saying cheers, we say hi.
Well, hi.
Hi.
Oh, that is a beautiful cocktail.
It's amazing.
It's so beautiful. I don't love sweet. It's got balance. It's got flavor.
Yeah.
It tastes like St. Kitts.
And it goes on quickly.
It goes down quickly.
Now, fully certified rum masters, we head into the city to discover another way to tap into the spirit of St. Kitts.
Shannon, we're so excited to actually be here. Usually cruise ship schedules don't coincide with local events.
Yeah, well today, lucky you.
Yes.
It's our official opening of St. Kitts and Nevis National Carnival, what we call Sugar Mass.
Sugar Mass.
So
why Sugar Mass?
Well, because of sugar cane and because we consider ourselves the sweetest island in the Caribbean.
And I understand this is the only carnival in the Caribbean that's around Christmas time.
Absolutely. It's so unique because it's the only carnival to end the holiday calendar and start the new year. You see a lot of folklore displaying or depicting our rich history. So what you see is masquerades, muckajumbies, different folklore characters. It's a time to be free, to be happy. It's the only time of year where we feel so united.
Well, thank you so much. Happy Sugar Mass.
Local musicians are invited on board to bring the island vibe to our farewell party, where the yachting atmosphere continues as everyone has their own way to celebrate. From dancing, to sipping, to dipping one last time in the pool on the sky deck, and reminiscing about new experiences, even for an old hat at cruising like me. Things we could only have done on a very small ship like the Emerald Sakara, on this yachtsman's cruise of the Caribbean.
Until next time on World's Greatest Cruises, wishing you fair winds and following seas.
More information about World's Greatest Cruises and the ship and ports of call featured in today's program on our website at www.worldsgreatestcruises.com.
World's Greatest Cruises is made possible in part by the Journey community of travel advisors, local business owners with experience cruising and planning cruises. More information at journey.com/cruise.
Next time on World's Greatest Cruises, we sail on a Christmas market river cruise on the romantic Rhine. From Switzerland to Germany, France to the Netherlands, at one of the most magical times of the year. Our river cruise takes us to towns and cities, each with Christmas markets with their own character and regional specialties that warm your hands, your heart, and more. The holiday atmosphere continues on board, where I try not to blow it, attempting to hand make a glass ornament and baking local holiday traditions.